Hi there! Welcome to the Friday Tip series. Today we're going to talk about color calibration. I'm going to go through the whole process for how I color calibrate my monitor and give you a little highlight of some of the things you need to know. So we're going to get started here. Basically my little reminder here, this little button right here turned red and it reminded me that it was time to color calibrate my monitor, and tomorrow is Friday, so I thought it was the perfect time to go over a little bit of details about color calibrating. This is the beautiful Sarah, and I have her picture up so that we can see a before and after the color calibration. And hopefully I'll remember at the end to pull it aside and show you. So this is the box. I use SpyderPro and from Datacolor. Basically the first step, it's going to walk you through all the steps. It's really easy. It seems like it'd be complicated and confusing, but it's actually pretty easy to do. So what you want to do is you want to have your computer screen warmed up. You don't want it to just come off of screensaver and sleep mode and start color calibrating. It needs to have time to warm up and give the full output. You also want to make sure that your lighting conditions are ideal for editing, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as it's going through the color calibration. And then your display controls, this will walk you through some of the settings that you're supposed to set. Once you've done this once, you won't have to go back through and redo it. Once you go through the initial calibration, it'll walk you through all those steps. And then all you do is plug in the Spyder into a USB port, and you'll see what it looks like, an outline of it. It's this little plastic piece that just sets on your screen, and it's going to read the light and the color coming off of your screen and detect it, and then make adjustments as needed. So if I was doing a first calibration, I would do a full calibration, but right now I'm just going to recalibrate my display and make sure that it's accurate for editing. And now I'm going to put my Spyder, right here in this outline. You can't really see it on the video, but it is there on my screen, and it's going to be reading the screen and making some changes, and you'll see it going through all of the settings that it's going to go through and look. So I said I use Datacolor is the brand, and they have Spyder is their line of color calibrators. So the SpyderPro is a more expensive version. It reads like the ambient light falling on your monitor, as well as the light coming off of the monitor. So it does a few more extra things. But if you're just getting started and you want to at least have your monitor calibrated, but you don't need some of the extra fancy little options that it has, they also have a great version called the Spyder Express, and that's what I had for quite a few years. I used it all through college, and it was a great, I think it's around $100, and it was a really great investment. And then I always knew that my colors were accurate and they were looking right, but I just didn't need all the bells and whistles. The other company that's really good is called X-Rite, and then they make something called the Color Monkey. They have a series of, I don't know what their names are for each of them, but it's Color Monkey. You can look them up. And Monkey is M-U-K-I instead of the regular version of Monkey. So we're going to go through this. Basically, why should you calibrate your monitor? One of the ideal things is that you always know that the colors you're looking at on your screen are accurate. So if your blues are, the right color blue and your skin tones are the right color orange, or you'll be able to see if there's like a magenta tone or a green tone falling on your skin in all the pictures. It's really ideal to be able to look at your monitor and know that the colors that you're seeing on your monitor are going to be the same on somebody else's color calibrated monitor. And that's really important. Even though your clients might not have a color calibrated monitor, at least then you'll know that the printers, when you send those photos to print, they're going to print exactly how they looked on your monitor because you know you're color calibrating. So that's where it really gets important. Color is a huge field of study. It's very technical. I don't like all the technicalities of it, but it's really good to know some of the basics, like color calibrating and how important it really is to editing and to your just overall workflow. So the environment that you're editing in is really important. That's why it asks about the lighting conditions in that step-by-step in the beginning. you don't want to have, you don't really want a window to be behind your computer, because then you're going to have that contrasting, you're going to have a bright window light, and you're going to be staring at that bright light. I edited like that for some time, and it's hard on your eyes mostly, to have that bright window light behind your computer, and then you're trying to focus on your computer and focus on editing, and then you also don't want to have a lot of window light falling on your screen, because that's going to mess with how you see the brightness accurately on your computer. You also don't want to have like yellow ambient light in your room. You want to have all the lights off. Some people that do product photography, they even edit in a room with their walls are painted neutral gray, and they will only edit in the dark at night when it's only their computer and there's no other light falling on their computer at all. I'm not that particular. I edit in my studio, which is my dining room. I took over our dining room and made it my office, but it's really nice because there's no windows, and the window is far across the room, and it really doesn't alter my editing environment. So now we're all done. We're going to click finish, and then this is just what my profile is going to be saved as. And some people, there was a reminder, you can set it to be 2 weeks or a month. It depends on how much you edit. If you're editing very often, you might want to keep calibrating it every 2 weeks. Some people do it every week. But if you're editing off and on, you could probably get away with doing it once a month. But I have mine set to 2 weeks because it seems to be a pretty happy medium. So now we're all done. And I'm going to move this over so you can see this photo of Sarah. And we're going to switch between the views. So this is the calibrated view, and this is before. So before, her skin had like a lot more yellow in it, and now that I've calibrated, it looks a lot more natural. So if I had thought, whoa, this looks like really yellow, I might have been making corrections that I didn't actually need to, but now that it's calibrated, it looks pretty natural and pretty good. So this just gives you a good idea of why you should color calibrate. It's strange at first, the first few times you do it, but once you get used to the look of the calibrated view, it's so much better. And then you'll be editing just right. And now this is just showing what colors your monitor you can actually see. So Adobe has a much bigger color space, but this is just basically a way for you to compare your profiles. And then we're going to quit, and that's it. So now in 2 weeks, it's going to remind me again, and then we're done. If you have any questions about color calibration, feel free to comment below or message me. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help. If you're having any trouble with colors and managing them, getting them accurate, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. Bye.